All right, good morning, everybody. Let me push this back just a hair so we can get more things to fit here. I think that'll do it. I still want to get close to the cards as I can, but I don't want to, block off too much either. Happy Tuesday to everybody. Hope your Monday was well. We are at the second game of the Monday, June 22nd, 1987 date between the New York Yankees and the Baltimore Orioles, game number 471 in the overall replay. Memorial Stadium is symmetrical. Singles are 1-3 because there's a lot of foul ground at Memorial Stadium, so it takes away some of the hits. And then home runs are 1-11 because of the symmetry of the ballpark. Look at our starting pitchers. Left-hander Dennis Rasmussen on the mound for the Yankees. Right-hander Mike Boddicker on the mound for the Orioles. Both pitchers have 3 wins on the replay. The difference is Rasmussen only has 3 losses where Boddicker has 8 losses, but a lot of Boddicker's losses because the Orioles are so bad. Orioles are 26-43 in the replay. Yankees are 39-30. Yankees have a chance to gain a game on Milwaukee since they lost to Boston yesterday. They can pull within 7 games of first place. Try to at least stay in the running, so to speak. They're also tied with Detroit, so if they win today and Detroit loses tomorrow, they have a chance to take sole possession of third place. So we'll see how that plays out. Got to bring up the Strat-O-Matic computer. That's one thing I forgot to do. Running a few minutes behind. I did go vote this morning, so just got back from doing that. So that's put me back a few minutes. I was debating about whether to vote now or vote later after this game, and I decided to go in the morning and try to be done with it, so I wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. It's a very easy process, though, but it's just a little bit cool this morning, so I throw my jacket on. It's been so warm lately. It's been down overnight. It was down in the 30s here, so that's just how that Virginia weather is. Don't like it, it'll change. All right, so Mike Boddicker, if you look at his numbers on the real season, 10-12 with a 4.18 ERA. On the replay, he's 3-8, but his ERA is up to 5.59. So not only is the Orioles record bad, but his pitching has not been up to snuff either compared to his real world numbers. 106 innings pitched, 116 hits, 39 walks, and 84 strikeouts. And he'll be facing the Yankees. Again, Yankees a couple more days without having Don Mattingly or Ricky Henderson, but they will be coming back very soon. So the Yankees will send up Willie Randolph in the leadoff spot. Randolph on the replay is hitting .275, 3 homers, 28 driven in. He hit .305 real world, and we got our Oriole colored dice. But before the first roll, we have the ceremonial first sip. That has become a tradition on the channel for these morning games. And I'm a very big person in tradition. I love tradition. All right, here is Willie Randolph. We get a 112, and that's in the very first roll. We got an injury chance on that's bad. Willie Randolph lines it to Ray Knight at third, but he might be injured. And for those that haven't seen the injury check before, the way I do it, I take the injury roll here, but I include these 2 to let him stay in the game. So 1-6, he can stay in the game. 7 or higher, he's going to have to leave the game. This is a 1-game injury only. And that's a 17, so Willie Randolph is out of this game. So now the Yankees are going to have to scramble. Probably have to put Bobby Meacham in there, I guess. He's really only second baseman they have left. So Randolph will leave due to injury on the very first play of the game. And now Bobby Meacham. And Meacham's going to be a 4.17. So change that to 4 real quick for Bobby Meacham. Same error rating, 17, but his range is down to 4. So Meacham. Don't know if I ever had an injury on the very first roll of the game, but we get it here. So he's at second base in the first inning. Bobby Meacham. All right. Hope that's not an omen for the Yankees there. If you're a Yankee fan, that would not be a good omen to have happen. But it happens. All right, here is Claudell Washington. Washington is hitting 336 on the replay, 2 homers, 16 driven in. He hit 279 real world. And, of course, I got my little I voted sticker to show that, whatever. I don't know why they give those things out. It's a waste of money. But it's the government. They always waste money. All right, here is Claudell, 110. That's a ground ball to Ripken at short. 2 down. Here's Mike Easler. Easler is the designated hitter. He's hitting 212, a homer, no homers, 3 driven in 33 at bats. He hit 281 real world. 6-4 for the left-hander against Boddicker is a ballpark single check, but it's only 1-3, but that's a 2. So Easler sneaks in with a base hit off the Memorial Stadium factor, which is hard to do on that 1-3, but he did it somehow. He's no threat to run, though. So he stays at first for Winfield, and this will be the first havoc roll of the game. Nothing happening. Winfield on the replay hitting 255, 14 homers, 38 driven in. He at 275 real world. It's a 1-9 for Winfield. He'll fly it out to center field, and Gerhardt makes the play to end the inning. So once again, with a lefty on the mound for the Yankees, Fred Lynn sits, and Gerhardt patrols center field for the Orioles in this one. So the Yankees go quietly. They get a single, but nothing else to go with it. We go to the bottom of the first. Yankees nothing. Orioles coming to bat, and Dennis Rasmussen, the left-hander, on for the Yankees. On the real season, he was 9-7 with a 4.75 ERA. On the replay, he is 3-3 with a 4.11 ERA. 85 innings pitched, 75 hits, 25 walks, and 61 strikeouts. And he'll be facing Gerhardt, Wiggins, and Ripken, the scheduled hitters. Ken Gerhardt on the replay hitting 230, 8 homers, 20 driven in. He at 243 real world. 4-6, and that's a 1-4 triple. That's a 12, so he'll settle with the double. Good start for Gerhardt. A leadoff double. He had 10 doubles in the real seasons, already had 6 in roughly half the at-bats. So he's pretty much right on a good pace to try to recapture those 10 doubles. Here's Alan Wiggins. He's hitting 180 on the replay, a homer and 9 driven in. He at 232 real world. Wiggins. He will, you know what? They're going to try to bunt. They're going to try to bunt Gerhardt over to third base so that he can maybe score on a sac fly or something, because Wiggins is just a terrible hitter. So if they're going to make it out, might as well make it a useful out. So we go to our bunt chart. Go to the bunt chart. He's an A bunter. Corners are suspecting something, so they're in. He's going to be a B. The bunt goes to the first baseman, and in this case, that's Dan Pasqua. We're looking at the B, so 1-10, basically, he's got a good bunt going on. And that is a 10 round the number. Oh, I'm sorry, he does not. 1-9 is a good bunt. 10, he pops it up. So it's going to be a pop-up. And Pasqua grabs it, and Gerhardt scatters back to second base. So yet another reason why I don't normally bunt. I don't know what got into me to that one, but it just seemed like the thing to do. But every time it seems like the right thing to do, it ends up being the wrong thing to do. So here's Cal Ripken. Still 2 chances for an RBI single from either Ripken or Murray. Ripken hitting 250 on the replay, 9 homers, 31 driven in. He at 252 real world. Rasmussen to Ripken. 6-9, and that's a fly ball center field C. So the C being a shallow fly. So Cotto comes in and makes the catch, and Gerhardt still sitting at second base with 2 down now. And it's up to Eddie Murray in a clutch situation. Murray on the replay, hitting 308, 17 homers, 41 driven in. He at 277 real world. And the Orioles can blow a golden opportunity right here if they can't get Gerhardt in. 5-12, Murray is switch hitter batting right-handed. 5-12 is a ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Tollison. He's a 3.22 for Tollison. 3-1. That's going to get through for a base hit. And so Orioles are going to take the lead. 3-1 is an SI2, so it's obviously a two-base advancement. So Gerhardt will score RBI single for Eddie Murray, and now we'll check for an error. That's a 5. Actually, it's a rare play. So it's an SI2 rare play. Let's see what the SI2 rare play shows. Batter hits a single with base runners advancing 2 bases. As the batter rounds first, the fielder throws ball behind him, and it catches him off the bag for an out. Okay, so he got a base hit, got it past Tollison, but Murray rounded too much, and they were able to get him off the bag. So we'll say Tollison knocked it down in the shallow left field, ran out and got it, and it doesn't seem like I can't visualize what's happening here. It doesn't seem like it would have happened if it hit to the right side. I could see that. Left side, I can't really see it, but that's the way they played it. So we'll call it 6-3 that he's out on after reaching first base. But the run does score. The run counts. And it's going to go 6-3. And the Orioles get that run, but that's all they get, as Murray is caught off the bag. So we go to the top of the second. It is Baltimore 1 and the Yankees nothing. Top of the second we go. It'll be Pagliarulo, Pasqua, and Salas due up for the Yankees. Pagliarulo hitting .255 on the replay. 19 homers, 39 driven in. He hit .234 real world. 2-8 for Pags. He's going to ground it to Ray Knight, and that'll be an easy out. One away. And that'll send us to Dan Pasqua, first baseman. Pasqua is hitting .219 on the replay. 11 homers, 24 driven in. Hit .233 real world. 2-7, and he strikes out. First strikeout by Boddicker. 2 up and 2 down. Brings up the catcher, Mark Salas. He's hitting .169 on the replay. 3 homers, 10 driven in. Hit .250 real world. 5-9, left-hander. That's a fly to center, and that's going to end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down go the Yankees. As their struggles continue, they can't wait for Ricky Henderson and Don Mattingly to get back, give a boost to their offense. They have been stagnant. Bottom of the second, it'll be Knight, Young, and Kennedy due up for the Orioles. Ray Knight on the replay, hitting .238. 9 homers, 29 driven in. He hit .256 real world. 6-5, and that's a ground ball to second base, and Mr. Meacham will make that play, one away. The medical report on Randolph is he will be okay for tomorrow's game. Just can't play the rest of this game. Here's Mike Young, designated hitter, actually left fielder. In this one, he's hitting .234 on the replay, 8 homers, 23 driven in. He hit .240 real world. Switch hitter, batting right-handed, 111, and has a solid single to right field, going opposite direction for Mike Young. 1-out single. Young, if he wanted to get a lead, is a good chance to do it because Rasmussen has a +3 hold. Salas is a +2 for a +5. So if he got the lead, it would be a 1-18. Those are pretty good odds. So he needs a 6, 7, or 8 to get the lead. An 11, he's caught. 7, he gets the lead. He's going to go 15. Nails a 13, but the +5's an 18. 1-18, he steals it. And he does. Stolen base for Mike Young. So we'll see what that is for Mike Young on his replay as far as stealing bases. Mike Young on the season stole 10 bases, got caught 7 times. This is his second stolen base without being caught. But he was caught a lot. He's caught 7 times in 17 attempts. But this time he makes it. So he's at second base with 1 out. The Orioles have been there before. And here's Terry Kennedy. Kennedy hitting .229 on the replay, 13 homers, 31 driven in. He hit .250 on the real season. Lefty-lefty matchup, 5-5's a solid single to right field. But with Winfield's -4 arm, they will hold Young at third base to put runners at the corners. But that -4 arm from Winfield, a great deterrent. And here comes Lee Lacy, the right fielder. Lacy on the replay hitting .266, 4 homers, 13 driven in. He hit .244 real world. And infield playing for the double play to try to get out of the inning. To 5-8, and that's a walk, and that's going to load the bases. First walk issued by Rasmussen. It does load the bases with 1 out for number 9 hitter and designated hitter Rick Burleson. Kind of a strange choice to be a DH. Rick Burleson. He's only hitting .210 on the replay. No homers, 5 driven in, but he only hit .209 real world, so he's right on schedule with that as far as that goes. Infield again for the Yankees, looking for the double play. 5-7, and that's a ground ball second base exit. Might be a double play, but you got that 4E17 sticking out there like a sore thumb for Meacham, so that he may have trouble getting to this ball. 4-9, he might get to at least make a fielder's choice. We'll see. Nobody's being held on, so that's a good part for them. 4-9 is a G3, so his only play is going to be at first base. That's a 7. And let's see, he is an E17 at second base. There's a 6 there, but no 7. So it's basically a ground ball C is how it turned out. So it's an RBI ground out for Burleson as Young crosses the plate to give the Orioles a 2-0 lead. The other runners move up 90 feet. Burleson with his 6th run batted in of the season. He had 14 overall. But an RBI ground out. And had Randolph been in there at 2-9, we got the run still would have scored. It would have just gotten the force play at second instead of at first. So 2 down for Ken Gerhardt. Clutch situation for Gerhardt. And against lefties, he loses a couple of hits on 3-7 and 3-8, and also a hit on 2-12. But mainly the 3-7, 3-8. Those are the big ones that might come up. See what he can do with 2 on and 2 out. 5-6, that's a base on balls. Another walk issued by Rasmussen. Second of the inning. Bases are loaded again now for Alan Wiggins. In the clutch for Wiggins, he loses a couple of hits on 1-3 and 1-4. Also loses 3 more hits. 3-8, 3-9, and 3-10. So basically in the clutch, he doesn't get a hit against lefties at all in the clutch, except for a possible ballpark single and a split single here. Otherwise, all his hits are taken away because of a clutch situation. So he's hoping to get something off of Rasmussen's card, which he did. 5-5 is going to be a ballpark blast, and that's a 1-11. That's a 10. He's got weak power, though, but it does convert into a single 2 stars. So it's a 2-run single for Alan Wiggins, and all these base on balls are coming back to roost. And now the Orioles take a 4-0 lead. Wiggins with the RBIs 10 and 11 on the season. Coming through in a big way off of Rasmussen's card, the ballpark card. But had he had normal power, it would have been a grand slam. But so I guess Rasmussen can take solace in that a little bit. Good morning, action. How are you? All right, here's Cal Ripken. Still a clutch situation with runners at the corner. Now, Wiggins is at first base. So he's looking to run. He needs a 4, 5, or 6 to get the lead, or 12. Doesn't get it, so he'll hold. And here's Cal Ripken. Ripken flew to center his first time up. 6-7 off of Rasmussen is a ground ball to short. We're looking at Tollison. Tollison is a 3E22. 3-10, he'll get to that. E22 and a 9 at short. Nope, just 6, 15, 17, and 18. So good play. But the Orioles pick up 3 runs and take a 4-0 lead after just 2 innings of play here at Memorial Stadium. And this looks like one of these days that Boddicker is pitching well, so Yankees could be in trouble against the lowly Orioles. It'll be the bottom of the order for the Yankees. Henry Cotto, Wayne Tollison, and then back up to Meacham in the leadoff spot. So Cotto hitting 214 on the replay. 2 homers, 8 driven in. He hit 235 real world. 4-9 against the right-hander is a strikeout for Boddicker, his second of the game. And Cotto goes down. Number 9 hitter, Wayne Tollison. Switch hitter. He's hitting 225 on the replay. 2 homers, 17 driven in. He hit, I just dropped one of my die. Hold on. Trying to negotiate coffee and dice at the same time. That can be troublesome. And now I got to go under the table and get this wayward D6. All right, so Tollison, 2 homers, 17 driven in, 225 average on the replay, hit 221 real world. It's a 1-4, and he's got a ballpark single chance, but again, it's only 1-3. But that is a 3. So we've had 2 ballpark single chances. Both have been successful despite the fact it's only a 3. So how do you like that? Tollison, base hit. Tollison, not much of a threat to run. Boddicker is a +3 hold. But even if we got the lead, well, you know what? They're going to try for the lead. No, they're not. They're down 4-0. We're not going to try for the lead. If the game was close, we'd try it. But 4-0, you better be sure if you're going to make that. All right, here's Bobby Meacham. Bobby Meacham is up to bat. And we'll get his numbers on the replay and the regular season. On the replay, Meacham is hitting 250 in 20 at-bats. No homers, 2 driven in. He hit 271 real world in 203 at-bats. So nothing on the havoc. Here's Meacham. 2-9 for Meacham. Struck him out. And that is strikeout number 3 for Boddicker. 2 down. 2 down, and that's going to flip it to center fielder Claudell Washington. Washington grounded to short in his first at bat. Tollison still hanging on at first base. So havoc roll coming up. Get a 5-6, and that's going to be a 1-13. It's going to be a double. That's a 20, though, so it's a fly to right to end the innings. That's the kind of game it's been for the Yankees so far. Can't get the good D20 decisions, and that will end the inning. We go to the bottom of the third, and it is still 4-0 Orioles. Due up for the Orioles, it'll be Murray, Knight, and Young. Base Rasmussen, who has obviously struggled to start this ball game. Murray had an RBI single his first time up, but then was caught off the base as he rounded too far to end the inning on a rare play. 6-12 from Murray. Over here is a fly ball to right field, and Winfield takes care of it. 1 away. So 1 down. Oh, well, we'll try, Mr. Brooking. We will try, but they don't have Mattingly. They don't have They don't have Mattingly. They don't have Henderson, and Randolph has gotten hurt. So it's almost like they're playing their B squad out here. But you would think against the lowly Orioles they could do something. All right, here's Ray Knight. 3-4, and that's a pop-up to Pasqua at first base. Two down for Mike Young. Single, stole a base, and scored his first time up. 4-12, switcher to being right-handed. That's a line out right to third. And Pagliarulo snags it. So finally a 1-2-3 inning for Dennis Rasmussen. But it's still 4-0 Orioles after 3. Mike Boddicker seemingly in control. We'll be facing Easler, Winfield, and Pagliarulo to start this top of the 4th. Time for another sip of coffee before it starts getting cold. Can't have that. And this is pathetic. I already went and voted this morning. I'm still getting bombarded by these texts about voting, about elections and stuff. So, wish these people would just leave me alone. I'll be glad when this day is over, so we don't have to deal with that anymore. All right, here is Easler. 2-6 for Easler, and he's going to draw a base on balls. That's the first walk issued by Boddicker. And that'll take us to Easler, of course, no threat to run, to Dave Winfield. Winfield, the batter. And Winfield, in his first at bat, flew to center field. Havoc roll to make sure nothing's going on wild pitch-wise or balk-wise or whatever. And then Winfield, 4-5. That's going to be a fly ball to right field, and that's hauled in by Lacey, one away. I agree with that action. They are, and I don't care which party I don't care if they're even for the people that I agree with. It gets overburdensome. So just let me go vote and leave me alone. That's all I ask. It was a very simple process. Just walked. There was one person in front of me. Walked up there, handed my ID, my driver's license. They asked me for my name and my address, and I verified that. And I went, got my piece of paper, filled in a little circle, put it in the machine, and walked out. And they gave me this cute little sticker, and nothing fancy there to it at all. All right, here is Pagliarulo. 6-6, and that's a single 1-4. And again, a low D20 comes through again. Base hit. Easler will stop at second base. So here comes Pasqua. Chance for the Yankees to get something done. Hello, JG. Their first threat with 2 runners on base. 1-9 for Pasqua. He walks, and that's going to load the bases. Second walk of the inning for Boddicker. And all of a sudden, the bases are loaded with only 1 out. But you got Mr. Double Play waiting to happen. Mark Salas at the plate. We'll see if he can avoid that fate. 5-7. Well, it's a ground ball shortstop X. He may or may not avoid that fate. We never know. Ground ball shortstop X. Ripken's a 2E20. This could be a double play. Well, it's a 14. So a 2 and a 14 for a shortstop is a G1. So we got a potential Giovanni's Tailor Shop tailor-made double play of the game. That's a 7, and he's an E20. E20, there is no 7 there, so it will be a 6-4-3. Called it right on the spot. 6-4-3 double play, and the Yankees come away with nothing and like it as Mark Salas grounds into the Giovanni's Tailor Shop tailor-made double play of the game. 6-4-3. Giovanni's Tailor Shop in Lemoyne, Pennsylvania. Be sure to check them out if you're in the area. G. Brooking, I don't know if you're driving up near Pennsylvania, but you can stop by Giovanni's Tailor Shop if you are, and tell them Demo sent you. They'll give you a discount. They are the unofficial sponsor of the channel, but the official sponsor of the Giovanni's Tailor Shop tailor-made double play of the game. All right, bottom of the 4th, Terry Kennedy. That's a 1-9, and that's a solid single for Terry Kennedy. He's 2 for 2. And for the Orioles, that has hit number 6 already. Kennedy, no threat to run. Here is Lee Lacy. Lacy. 2-9 for Lacy against the lefty. It's a 1-19 single. It's only a 1-star single, though, so Kennedy will stop at second base. But first and second, nobody out. Here come the Orioles. Rick Burleson is an excellent bunter, so we're definitely going to use him to bunt. Try to make a productive out of it. So he's a B bunter. Corners have come in, so he's a B bunter. That's a 6, which means the bunt on a 6 is going to be fielded by the third baseman, Pagliarulo. And again, he needs a 1-9 to have a good bunt. That's a 2. It's definitely a good bunt. So sacrifice hit. Pagliarulo's only play will be to go to first, where Meacham is covering. Kennedy goes to third. Lacy goes to second. And the infield for the Yankees goes to in, as they want to try to cut the runoff with 1 out and runners at second and third. But Burleson, a good sacrifice bunt. And now the infield is in, trying to choke that runoff. Gerhardt is 1 for 1, a double and a walk and a run scored. 6-6, and that's going to be a strikeout for Rasmussen, a huge one. He is have a fatigue of 5, but we're only in the 4th inning, so he's not tired yet. That's actually his first strikeout of the game, and it couldn't have come at a better time if you are the Yankees. So now it's down to Alan Wiggins. He did have a 2-run single his last time up, but we see before his clutch ratings are horrible. He has to get something off Rasmussen's card to get a hit. And he did again, 5-10. Catcher X, and that's trouble because Salas is a 4. This could be a pass ball or a wild pitch. 4-17. He might have caught a break there. We'll see. 4-17 for a catcher. 4-17 is a pop out, so he avoided the potential pass ball or whatnot. And this is a 14. He is an E1, so obviously no error there. So it pops him up to the catcher, Salas, and they get out of the mess. So Yankees very fortunate to get out of there with no runs allowed. We go to the 5th. Still 4-0 O's here at Memorial Stadium on this June 22nd, 1987, a Monday night in Baltimore. I guess it was a night game. I'm assuming it was a night game. All right, Henry Cotto will lead off, followed by Tollison and Meacham. Yeah, I was G. Brooking. It's not really a problem. It's just this redistricting baloney or whatever, gerrymandering or whatever. I'm not a big politics guy, and I don't like to talk politics very often. So, but I do vote because, I mean, obviously we have that right where a lot of countries don't have that, or some countries don't have that. So I figure, plus being retired, I have no excuse. I mean, when I used to work full time, I had to really rearrange my schedule, either get off early or vote before I went to work, one or the other, but no excuse for me not to do it now. All right, here's Cotto, 4-7, and that is a base on balls from Boddicker. Third walk issued by Boddicker. But again, down 5-0, they are not going to try anything. Here's Tollison. That's a 2. Balker pass ball. We're looking at a pass ball. Kennedy's rate's only a 2. No pass ball. Here's Tollison. 6-9, switch hitter batting left, and that's a pop up to Ripken. 1 away. Yankees just can't break through against Mr. Boddicker. Here's Meacham. He struck out his first chance. 3-7 for Meacham. He will strike out once more. 4th strikeout for Boddicker. Meacham is 2 for 2 on strikeouts. So he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts after taking over for the injured Willie Randolph. Here's Claudell Washington. 2 outs, and Cotto still sitting at first base. 1-6, and that would be a clutch hit, but Cotto's not in scoring position, so it's just going to be a fly out to center. And that's going to do it. So 5 solid innings so far from Boddicker. He has a fatigue of 7, so he can certainly go a few more innings, possibly a complete game if he's pitching well. Bottom of the 5th we go, and this is the fatigue inning for Rasmussen, so keep an eye on that. He'll be facing Ripken, Murray, and Knight, heart of the order for the Orioles. Ripken, however, is 0 for 2. 6-7, ground ball, shortstop X. He might be 0 for 3, depending on what Tollison does. 3E22. 3-10, he should get to that, you would think. 3-10 for a shortstop is a G2, which is good enough. And that's a 10 there, so usually aren't too many errors on 10s. E22, nope, 6, 15, 17, 18 of the errors, so good play. And Ripken 0 for 3. Brings up Eddie Murray. RBI single in the first, flew out to right in the third. 3-8 against the lefty, and he's going to ground it to Pagliarulo. 2 down. 2 up, 2 down for Ray Knight. Knight is also 0 for 2, has not gotten the ball to the infield. Grounded to second, pop to first. 5-4, and going to pop it to Pasqua again. So Knight not having the best of times either. We go to the 6th inning. It's still 4-0 Orioles. Rasmussen will keep full endurance into the 6th. And leading off the top of the 6th, it'll be Easler, Winfield, and Pagliarulo. So again, the heart of the order for the Yankees this time to get something done. 1-10, and that is a single and a 1-12. That's a 5, so Easler 2 for 2 with a walk. He's done his part. Of course, he's no threat to run. And here comes Mr. May, Dave Winfield. Winfield 0 for 2. He's fly to center and fly to right. It's a 3-11 for Winfield, and that's a ballpark blast on the 3-11. It's a 1-11, but that's a 15. So he flies to left, and there you go. He hit the trifecta. He's flown to all 3 outfield positions. Hello, Brown Wolves. Good to see you. But he just missed a 3-run homer, which would have put them right back in the game. Just got up under it, and Mike Young at the warning track makes the catch. Easler retreating to first base. Here's Pagliarulo. 6-8 for Pagliarulo. He flies it to right field. Lee Lacy there, 2 down. And now it's going to be up to Dan Pasqua to keep it going for the Yankees. That's a 3-9 for Pasqua, and that's a single to center field. Anti-clutch, but the runner's not in scoring position, so the single will stand. Easler will hold at second base. So first and second, 2 down. And they pass the torch to Mark Salas, who hit into that double play his last time up. He's 0 for 2. That's a 2, chance for a balk or pass ball. Looking at a balk chance on Boddicker. His balk rating's a 0, so no balk. Wild pitch of 9, but balk is a 0. Salas, 3-9. Grounds it to Eddie Murray at first, and he'll just step on the bag to end the inning. And the Yankees leave a couple more on base, much to the chagrin of manager Lou Piniella. You can tell he's frustrated. So no runs through 6 innings for the Yankees, and they've only mustered 5 hits. All the hits have been singles. So Rasmussen back out since he had a 1-2-3 fifth. He has full endurance. And he'll be facing Young, Kennedy, and Lacy here in the bottom half of the 6th of the 4-0 Orioles lead. Four nothing O's. Young 4-10, switch hitter batting right-handed. Fly ball to center field. Hauled in by Mr. Claudell Washington. 1 away. Here's Terry Kennedy. He's 2 for 2. 6-7. Ground ball, second base X. Here is Mr. Meacham. He's an adventure out there, 4E17. 4 and a 15 though, he'll make that. Got a break there. 4 and a 15 is the old G2. That's a 10, and he's an E17, so I don't think that's a problem. No, it's not. So Meacham will make that play. 2 down. Kennedy retired for the first time. Good morning, Joel. Good to see you. Lee Lacy is up. He is 1 for 1, a single and a walk and a run scored. 4-9, and that's a ballpark blast for Lee Lacy. An 11, but that's a 16, so he will fly it to left, and that will end the inning. So Rasmussen actually has retired 9 in a row. He's going to stick around for the 7th. We go to the 7th. This is the fatigue inning for Boddicker. Keep an eye on him. And he'll be facing Cotto, Tollison, and Randolph, and Meacham. Cotto, 6'6", is going to be a 1-17 single, so it's a base hit for Cotto. His first hit of the game. Again, down 4-0. They're not going to try to steal. Here's Tollison. 1-6 for Tollison, and that is a ground ball to second base. That's going to be another Giovanni's Tailor Shop tailor-made double play of the game. 4-6-3. Second one turned by the Orioles. And just when the Yankees are hoping that they've got something going, Giovanni steps up and takes it away. Here's Bobby Meacham. 2-10 for Meacham, and that is a fly to center to end the inning. So the karma of Giovanni's Tailor Shop paying off for the Orioles in this game. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. It is a 7th inning stretch, but not feeling tired. Coffee's still a little warm. The game's gone along pretty rapidly, so we're going to just keep rolling on this. Rasmussen still has full endurance. Here's Burleson. 3-7 for Burleson. Struck him out. It's only the second strikeout for Rasmussen, but it seems like he's got his second wind. Here's Ken Gerhardt. 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. 5-6, and that's a base on balls. Another walk issued by Rasmussen. That'll be walk number, I'm getting this correctly, that will be walk number 3. Gerhardt going to look to get a lead here and try to see if he can go anywhere. 4 or a 6 gets him a good lead. Doesn't get it, gets a 5. So in between there, so he can't get a good lead. And here's Alan Wiggins. 1-9 for Wiggins against the lefty. That's another Giovanni's Tailor Shop tailor-made double play. 6-4-3. Third one of those in the game. So Giovanni's getting their money's worth on the advertising as they turn a very easy 6-4-3 double play to send us to the 8th inning. And Rasmussen continues to keep good endurance. He might be able to finish the game, possibly. See what Boddicker can do. He's still got endurance into the 8th. He'll be facing Washington, Easler, and Winfield. Heart of the order, 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up for the Yankees. It's the time for the Yankees to make some hay, if they're going to make any hay. Washington is 0 for 3, though. 6-9, make him 0 for 4 as he pops it to Ripken. So when your first 2 hitters are combined 0 for 8, that's not good for your offense. They are 0 for 8 combined. Here's Easler. 1-9 for Easler. That's a single. He's got 3 hits. He's the only one that's been able to figure Boddicker out. He's got 3 hits and a walk. He's not getting any help. And here comes Mr. May Winfield. He's flied out to all 3 outfield positions. He's got to find somewhere else to hit it. 3-11. And that's a ballpark blast once again. And 11, this time it fits. Dave Winfield finally comes through. A 2-run homer off of Boddicker. 3-11 is the ballpark blast. It's a 1-11 Memorial Stadium. The Devil dies a 3. And Dave Winfield finally makes himself useful with a 2-run home run to cut the lead to 4-2 and put the Yankees right back in this ball game For Winfield, home run number 15 on the replay. He had 27 real world. RBIs 39 and 40 also on the replay. He had 97 of those real world. So the Yankees have cut the lead in half to 4-2 with one out. And that'll bring up Mike Pagliarulo. 6-6, and that's a 1-4 single. That's a 16, so he lines it to second base. Out number 2. 2 down for Dan Pasqua. .611. That's a ground ball first base X. Eddie Murray. He's a 2E10. 215. He'll get to that. E10 and a 12 at first base. E10. There's an 11, but no 12. So Murray will get it and flip to Boddicker covering to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. Score now 4-2 favor the Orioles. But the Yankees have at least made it a game. And we start the bottom of the 8th. We'll see if they want to go to the bullpen, the Yankees. They might do that, just with these right-handers coming up. So I think that's going to be it for Rasmussen. He's going to go 7 innings. They'll cap him at 7 innings, Yankees. And they will go to the bullpen, and they will bring on a right-hander, Cecilio Guante is going to come on for the Yankees. Right-hander Cecilio Guante. And we'll total up the pitching line for Rasmussen as well. Let's see, here's a +4 hold, so that makes him again a +5. So Guante, on the replay, well, first, let's see. On the replay, he was 3-2. I'm sorry, in the real season, 3-2 with a 5.73 ERA and a save, but he's done much better in the replay. He's 4-1 with a 3.55 ERA and 2 saves. 38 innings pitched, 33 hits, 18 walks, 47 strikeouts. So Guante, his job is just to keep the Yankees right where they are. And we'll get the numbers to finish off the Dennis Rasmussen outing, which started very shaky, but to his credit, he came back and pitched well to finish it out. 7 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 runs. They were all earned. Walked 3, struck out 2, but he's in danger of falling to 3 and 4. And the Orioles do have Tom Niedenfuer in their bullpen loosening in back of Boddicker, so they may be going to Niedenfuer in the 9th. Right now, here's Ripken against Guante, 5-6, and that is a 1-7 double. So a leadoff double for Cal Ripken. And back come the Orioles trying to get those runs back and get a bigger lead. Guante is in there to hold the fort, but he's not doing so well right now. Here's Eddie Murray. And they're going to give Murray the Pinella saying, putting up to 4 fingers saying, give him the intentional walk. We want to set up a double play. Don't want Murray to do us damage, and we want to set up a double play. Ray Knight is a double play machine. So they're going to go try to get that double play off of Ray Knight. Guante. 4-9, and that's a strikeout. So they don't get the double play, but they get a strikeout. And now a double play would get him out of the inning. And that's going to be against Mike Young. Mike Young could hit into a double play. You never know. 2-12. He's actually hit by the pitch, so it's going to load the bases. So it's not what they were bargaining for. Bases are loaded now for Terry Kennedy, and he can certainly hit the double play. He's a slow runner, so he's definitely a double play candidate. And they are looking. Let's see what they want to do here. Actually, they're going to the bullpen, or the Yankees. They're going for a lefty. Try to get that double play, and it's going to be Pat Clements. We'll turn to Pat Clements, the lefty, to try to get this double play and get themselves out of a jam. So Pat Clements is on. Guante is only going to go a third of an inning. Third of an inning for Guante. Going to give up a hit and a walk, and he hit a batter. But now Clements is on with the bases loaded. He's a -3 hold, makes him a -1, but I don't think that's important right now. Clements on the real season was 3-3 with a 4.95 ERA and 7 saves. On the replay, he's 1-3 with a 4.58 ERA and 3 saves. 35 innings pitched, 40 hits, 14 walks, and 16 strikeouts. So Clements, big time job here. Get Terry Kennedy to hit to a double play. They are playing for the double play. So they're trying to get Kennedy to hit into that double play to end the inning. Lefty on lefty matchup, 1-7, and he struck him out. So he didn't get the double play, but he did get the strikeout. 2 away, and Lee Lacy is your batter in a clutch situation. Lacy in the clutch will gain a hit on 110 and 210. Big at bat here to keep the Yankees still in the game, or the Orioles could blow it open. Whoa, that orange die didn't go through, so let's redo this again. Slipped right out of my hands there. 2-8, and that's going to be big time trouble for the Yankees. That's going to be a double, 2 stars, a 2-run double off the bat of Lee Lacy. And now it's no longer a safe situation, so Tom Niedenfuer has sat down. Young potentially could score on this double because there are no stars, or there are stars here. Let's see, 2-8. No, 2 stars, so he's got to hold at third base. But it's a big 2-run double for Lee Lacy, and the Orioles lead it 6-2. Those 2 runs are charged to Guante. He's also responsible for Young if Young comes around to score. Burleson, your batter. Flood situation still for Burleson, but he's neutral in those at bats. 1-8. 1-7 is a triple. That's an 11, another double. So boy, Clements and Guante have not been the answer. So we can close the book on Guante. He's going to give up 3 runs in a third of an inning pitched. And this is the first run charged to Clements on the RBI double by Burleson. It's now 8-3. 4-score inning. They've blown the game wide open. No sense bringing in another pitcher now. It's pretty much a done deal. So Gerhardt, 6-5, and that's going to be another double. 3 doubles in a row off of Clements. Unbelievable. 5-run inning now for the Orioles. And now Clements will lead the game, and they're going to bring in Rick Cerrone to pitch. With the game out of hand, they are going to Rick Cerrone, who did pitch a couple innings real world. So Clements goes a third of an inning, gets a strikeout, but nothing else. Gives up 3 hits, and so far 2 runs. And Alan Wiggins is your batter. So we go to the bullpen, if you want to call it that, and go to Rick Cerrone. He does have his own pitcher card because he did pitch a couple of games real world in blowouts. So Rick Cerrone will be making his first appearance in the replay as far as a pitcher goes. In real world, he pitched 2 innings, gave up no hits, a walk and a strikeout, ERA of 0. So he pitched pretty well. So I'm going to have to read off the computer what happens here. But we'll put Cerrone there ceremoniously just so he's there. But of course, the pitcher card of Cerrone is on the computer only. So we'll see how that plays out. They rate him a 2E12 defensively with a 0 hold. That's what they've rated him on the Strat computer. Here's Wiggins against Cerrone. 4-3, switch hitter batting left. That's a fly to right, and the inning's over. But a 5-run 8th inning. 2 of the runs are charged to Clements. 3 of them charged to Guante. So Cerrone pitched a third of an inning and didn't give up anything. And now we go to the top of the 9th, and they're going to let Boddicker try to finish the game. Boddicker coming in to pitch, try to finish things off. He'll be facing Salas, Cotto, and Tollison. I don't know if there's much pinch hitting possibilities here on the bench. Gary Ward, they could bring Ward in. Salas is 0 for 3. They're going to bring in Kittle to hit for Salas and Ward to hit for Cotto. Can't hit for Tollison because nobody else plays shortstop. So they will go with 2 pinch hitters here in the 9th. So Kittle will pinch hit for Salas. As Lou Piniella tries to get some bench guys some at bats. Ward will pinch hit for Cotto. And then they'll have Tollison after that. All right, so Boddicker going for the complete game. Let's get the numbers on Kittle. He comes off the bench. Kittle. On the replay, Kittle is hitting .306, 12 homers, 34 driven in. He hit .277 real world. 111, and that's a fly to center. So Kittle is out of there. Brings up Gary Ward. So bring in Gary Ward. Pinch hit. Leaves Len Sakata as the only bench player remaining. So Ward on the replay hitting .209, 7 homers, 28 driven in. He at .248 real world. 4-5, and that is a fly ball to right field, hauled in by Lacey. So Boddicker 1 out away from a complete game victory, which would improve his record to 4-8. And this loss really will not help the Yankees try to catch the Brewers at all. Here's Tollison, last chance. 4-11, switch hitter. Fly ball right field X. We're looking at Lacey. And Lacey is a 4E10. 4E10. 4 and a 10. May get to that. We'll see. 4 and a 10 for an outfielder. Actually, it's going to be a single, so it's going to be a base hit for Tollison. That's a 13, and he's an E10. There's a 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18, but no 13. So it won't be an error, but it will be a base hit for Tollison. He's 2 for 4 now. And that brings to Bobby Meacham. Meacham 0 for 3 since coming in for the injured Randolph. 2 of those 0-fers are strikeouts. 1-9 for Meacham. That's a single to left field. There's an anti-clutch, but the runner's not in scoring position. So the single will stand, and the game continues for one more batter at least. Boddicker has now reached fatigue. Got to get him through this complete game if at all possible. Claudell Washington, your batter. Washington is 0 for 4 in this game. 4-4. Ground ball third base X. That's Ray Knight. He's a 4E23 for Ray Knight. 4-19, he'll get to it. E23, and that's a 9. Will he make an error? E23, there's no 9. There's 11, 13, 3, 15, and 18. So Ray Knight makes the play, and Boddicker completes the game with help from his offense, scoring 5 runs in the 8th inning. So a 9-2 victory. Boddicker improves to 4-8. Rasmussen drops to 3-4. And we'll go to the box score and get the complete game and get you set up for tomorrow's game. We'll talk about it. We'll go to our box score. Boddicker with the complete game. Now scattered 10 hits. The 2-run home run off the bat of Winfield, the only damage. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Yankees left 9 on base. Orioles only left 5. But the Yankees dropped to 39-31. Orioles improved to 27-43. Mike Boddicker, obviously the player of the game for the Orioles. Total line score, 9 runs, 11 hits, and no errors for the Orioles. 2 runs, 10 hits, and no errors for the Yankees. So we put this one in the books. We look ahead to tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be in the Motor City, actually. We'll be at Toronto at Detroit. It'll be Jim Clancy against Frank Tanana. That'll be tomorrow's game from the Motor City in Detroit. Thursday, we'll be in the heart of Texas. It'll be the California Angels against the Texas Rangers. Mike Witt against Greg Harris. And then on Friday, we'll be on the left coast. Kansas City Royals taking on the Oakland A's. Brett Saberhagen against Steve Ontiveros. In the game I'll play offline will be Seattle at Chicago. Mike Moore against Scott Nielsen. So that's the plan for the rest of the week. So hope you enjoyed that presentation of Strat-O-Matic Advanced in the 1987 replay. Until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.